Hi and welcome to Dirt Outlaws, a new program being produced specifically for Avon Valley Speedway as we launch into a brand new season. Each episode will be available free online, and over the next 10 minutes we'll show you some heat race action from Avon Valley Speedway.
Round one, fight!
you like a hand inside a glove, it's enough. I caught a feeling that I can't fight, 'cause I'm all riled up inside. Gonna see you in another room. Try to beat the feeling, but the feeling, it won't leave you alone. I know a feeling that I must fight, 'cause I'm all riled up. Tonight, bright night, city light, gonna shine like a diamond on you tonight. I'll be down with you on the other side, and you know how I'm feeling, and that's
It's feature race time, and the first feature up is the production sedans, and out in front we have Leon Wood in car number 53 with Jaden McCush car 58 on the inside. Great side-by-side action out here at the moment between the two cars. Only a small field, but they're just giving you a show of how good the racing can be. And Jaden McCush has a big spin there. Lucky Leon Wood got past on the high line, and Jaden McCush's car has stopped. So we are back now for a restart, and a restart away with Leon Wood leading away. Jaden McCush underneath him. Jaden McCush probably got a bit of a better line at the moment, and they're side by side down the front straight here. Leon Wood leading at the moment over Jaden McCush by about a car length here. Leon Wood got quite a nice little bit of a lead up here. You can see a little bit of dust kicking up from him sitting on the high line there. Beautiful cushion, about 3/4 track height at the moment. And Leon Wood gets a little bit over the cushion there. The cushion is pretty hard to run at the moment. Well, Jaden McCush makes a run up the inside here, side by side out of turn number 2. Still side by side going down the back straight here. I think Jaden McCush has got the run here. Jaden McCush using the lower line to effect. He's found a little bit of running now. He pulls ahead of Leon Wood. Leon Wood in the car number 53 is trying to throw everything at him on the high line, but it looks like Jaden McCush has got the run on the inside here. So it'll be Jaden McCush out in the lead here, and sounding very good, the car does. So this is a brand new car for Jaden McCush, and also a brand new car for Leon Wood. So two fairly young racers, both in their early 20s and that, and you can see Leon Wood getting a little bit sideways there, probably trying a bit hard, trying to catch up to Jaden McCush, but Jaden McCush has got definitely a nice lead right now. So production sedans are another great class that we have in Western Australia here. Production sedans generally your Holden and Ford type of cars, your Commodores and your Falcons, and they're a 6-cylinder base class. They must use road radials, so it keeps the cost down with the obviously cheaper tyres and that. But don't get that wrong, there is fierce competition between them, and you can see on screen right now Leon Wood is trying to run the high line, but I think it's in gallant effort to try and chase down the car number 58 of Jaden McCush, who has a fairly nice lead here, and Jaden's just sitting down in the rubber a bit lower at the moment and just running through there. So Jaden's looking very strong out front here, and I think it'll be pretty hard to chase down Jaden. So there must only be a few laps left in this race, and Jaden is still out in front with Leon Wood chasing fairly hard behind here. Well, Leon gets fairly high up in there. You can see his car's just not handling as nice as the McCush number 58, and there we go. So your race winner was car number 58, Jaden McCush, back to car 53, Leon Wood. Up next we have the sprint cars. So sprint cars on track, only a small field of 3 cars. Salter and AJ Nash will lead away, so Daniel Salter jumps out straight away to a lead in the car number 26. Salter's been undefeated all day, so the guy's going to have to put a pretty big effort in to catch Daniel Salter, and AJ Nash goes around, almost contact between him and car number 64, and that's Paul Flint in car 64. Flint spins to the infield, big dust cloud. So hopefully Paul Flint hasn't made contact with that wall and both cars can restart. So yes, both cars can restart luckily. So Paul Flint will be in second and AJ Nash will be third. So we're away again. Great wall cam shot. Out in front we have Daniel Salter in car number 26 leading away here. Salter's got a march with Paul Flint in second place here, and AJ Nash further on back to third place. And Daniel Salt's out and lead. Oh, looks like we've got an issue, and looks like AJ Nash has made contact with the wall. So we've got highlights here, and there you go, big contact with the wall for AJ Nash, and that'll be the end of AJ Nash's day. So only 2 cars left in this feature race, a depleted field. So out in front is car number 26 of Daniel Salter leading over car 64 of Paul Flint. So Salter out in front here, and Salter storming away. It's going to take some beating to beat Salter today. And I think your only real chance is if Salter makes a mistake, but he hasn't made a mistake all day. So Salter's still leading now with about a quarter of a lap lead over car 64 Paul Flint. So pretty different experience skill set here. Daniel Salter racing the last couple of seasons in the 360 sprint cars, while Paul Flint's only raced one season in the limited sprint cars. Obviously the limited sprint cars are a class a bit lower down than the 360 sprint cars, so the experience just isn't there, but the same between the two drivers. While Salter's looking very fast out in front here. Now Salter's tuning up. It's a great tune-up session for Daniel Salter before the big West Coast Sprint Car Series hits the Avon Valley High Banks on October 22nd, when we'll bring a full field of 360 and 410 sprint cars to the venue. So car 64 of Paul Flint is looking very good out there. He's getting laps and he's getting a nice line. He's holding a nice steady line, and that's all that he can ask for at this stage. And he's probably going to hope that Daniel Salter makes a mistake here, but I don't think Salter will make a mistake when he's got this big a lead. So Salter up nice and high, running on the cushion, looking very fast out there. So your race winner was car number 26, Daniel Salter, over car number 64, Paul Flint. Up next we have the Formula 500. So leading away is Taraccio and Bottrell on the front row here. Matt Brown goes for a great move through the middle there. Matty Brown picks up 2 spots through the middle. So Taraccio's out in the lead while Matty Brown is chasing down on the high line. Matty Brown around the outside. This is vintage form performance from the former national champion, Matt Brown. Matt Brown on the high lines, just too strong for Taraccio. Taraccio almost leaves the gap open for car. That's Bottrell, 15 of Craig Bottrell. So Bottrell's got the lead. Bottrell almost gets in the wall there, and Johnson makes his way past. So Johnson's up into third, who will chase down now, and it will be the car of 185 or Cody Taraccio, while Matt Brown is pulling away. Matt Brown looking very fast out there at the moment. Ashley Oldfield challenging hard for that 4th place in her car number 84. So it's a battle out front. Battle's not out front, sorry. I should say the battle's in 2nd place here. And it's between Taraccio and Johnson. So Johnson racing very hard here. Johnson's been one of the heavy hitters at the Motorplex in the last few years and on the Formula 500 scene. And he's making life hell for car number 185 of Cody Taraccio. So Johnson makes the way past, just too strong, and drives past him. Uses the higher line where the track is faster at the moment than the lower line. So Taraccio's now, it's all on him to try and chase down Johnson, who's leading out, who's in 2nd place. Out in front of him, we've got Bottrell there. Bottrell still going, still chasing down. The car doesn't sound 100%, but he's still leading over Ashley Oldfield, who's trying to get her way up into 4th position here. So out in front is Matt Brown at car number 4, and this car looks perfectly set up. Matt Brown, of course, driving the Murphy Yamaha combination out in front. Back to Johnson in car number 85. Back to Cody Taraccio in car number 185. So Taraccio still holding down there. You can see the differing lines through the corner here as Taraccio tries to use the lower line over Johnson, but it's not going to work. Although Taraccio does close up a little bit, but Johnson is looking very strong up the top here to hold on to 2nd place. So Bottrell pulls the infield. Unfortunately, it looks like we lost Bottrell, which elevates up Ashley Oldfield into the 4th position. Matt Brown is still out in front. So we catch Matt Brown back in the vision here. He's got a very good lead over Troy Johnson in car number 85. So Matt Brown all the way out in front here, leading the way. Brown's going to be very hard to beat here. Back to Johnson back here, back to Taraccio. and then Ashley Oldfield chasing down the third place car. So Oldfield's trying hard to get herself on the podium, but it's going to be very hard here. So cars spread out a little bit now. Matt Brown in very impressive fashion leading the way, and Brown takes the race win, followed by Troy Johnson, and third will be Cody Chiraccio, followed by Ashley Oldfield. Okay, your race winner was car number 4, Matt Brown, back to 95, Troy Johnson, and car 185, Cody Chiraccio. So up next we have the speed cars out on track, and leading the way for the speed car feature will be Doyle and Perry. So Doyle and Perry battling hard here, side by side action. It looks like Doyle's chose the high line here, so Doyle's still out in front a little bit here, but Perry fights back on the inside. This is going to be a hot race here, but oh, there's something happened. Doyle stopped. Oh no, it's all gone from cookies to pear for Doyle. So Doyle's out. Doyle's to the infield. So back in front is Perry now. Now Perry's going to have a commanding lead here. So Perry's closest combatant today is out. So I wonder if Dave Perry knows this. He'll be able to take it a bit easy. But Dave Perry looks like he's storming around the track here. Back to second, which is 43, Dennis Sparden. Further on back to 75, Jason Falconer. And 47, Trevor Reeks in fourth position. So you can see the two cars battling here. That is Sparden and also Falconer. So fairly close race here, as Sparden is using the V4 scat power to get down to the track over the Fontana power. So there's Trevor Reeks. Trevor Reeks using, I believe it's a Sigma in the car. So this is a Sigma powered car. So unfortunately we lost a few of the cars earlier in the day, including a big incident for the president of the class, who had a unfortunate tip over in his speed car earlier on in the day. So that was the first rollover for Avon Valley Speedway. So that was for Alan Meekins, who unfortunately was driving the John Lang car. So a bit of repair work there to do for both those guys to get that car back on track. But out in front it is car number 10 of Dave Perry leading the way. So fairly close racing back there between Sparden and Falconer in third place. So a little bit strung out now. Perry's got a huge lead here. So I think it's going to be very hard to see Perry get beaten here unless mechanical problems stop the car from running or Perry spins himself out onto the infield. But I think it's going to be pretty hard to catch Perry. He's looked in awesome form today. So Perry makes the move around the outside of 47, Trevor Reeks. And you can see from the drone camera the different lines drivers are taking in that. And you can also see how slick it is on the inside compared to the higher line around the track. So Dave Perry looking very fast there on the wall cam. So it's Perry all out in the lead here. So Perry leading the race. There's going to be, I can't see him getting beaten this race. So Perry is leading the way over car number 43 of Dennis Sparden, who's getting very sideways here. Dennis Sparden might be losing tyre grip here, and it's got the 75 of Jason Falconer, I think, consensus and is moving up closer. So Sparden continues to abuse that right rear tyre, while Perry is commandingly leading away, but Falconer's got a chance here. Falconer's got a sniff side by side, almost a move there. Sparden comes down a little bit and Falconer pulls out, but this might be his chance coming down the track this line. So Dave Perry has got a huge lead there, trying to come around to lap up to second and third. So it's going to be Dave Perry, your race winner. So your feature race winner was car number 10 of Dave Perry over car 75, Jason Falconer, and 43, Dennis Sparden in third. So it looks like nature's even getting into the action here. We've got a bit of a willy-willy in the pits over there. So obviously that'll be giving the guys good fun trying to keep the dust down. So big street stock field out, ready to go. And street stocks are away. 3 and 4 car racing down here. Kicking a bit of dust up further on back. It's going to be pretty wild getting into this first turn here. So we go through the corner here. 3 wide, 4 wide. Huge battles happening everywhere. So very hard to find. Jason Oldfield's making a big move around the outside here. So Oldfield's going in hard. Oldfield's up to second. Oldfield gives the leader a nudge. That's 10. Damon Thompson gets told to hurry up. So Damon Thompson gets told to hurry up. Damon Thompson spun. Heavy contact here. Damon Thompson. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. Shane Beaumont and Damon Thompson have made huge contact here. And unfortunately, we're going to lose a car here. And we can see on the replay here, Damon Thompson just gets on the gas a little bit too hard. And there's dust and crap flying everywhere, and Beaumont makes heavy contact, and unfortunately that'll be the end of the day for both those cars, and a fairly big repair bill as well to go along with that. There's going to be a lot of repair work to get both those cars back on track. So hopefully both drivers are okay and we can get away. So all cars are back out ready to start again. You can see the crippled Beaumont car sitting on the infield there. So we are away and Oldfield's back to the lead here. So Oldfield's going to lead them away. And I'll tell you what, it's going to be some sort of driver to chase down Jamie Oldfield at one of his favourite tracks, Avon Valley Speedway. So Oldfield's out in front here. It looks like Oldfield's pulled away 3 or 4 car lengths. He's got himself a big lead already. Lots of dust further on back in the field. Day meetings are always fairly dusty and it's always a fairly hard affair. The track always slickens off very quick. So Oldfield's try it out in front. And you can see further on back there, battles between 2nd and 3rd, 4th and 5th. So everyone's trying to work out where to run on this track. The first meet in the new season. You can see Kenny McPherson in the car 14 back there. But out in front is Jamie Oldfield, is just putting that right rear up on the cushion for each corner. So Oldfield's sitting up on the cushion here. Very good speed for Jamie Oldfield. So Oldfield leading the way. You know what, it's a bit of a textbook lesson here on where to run. He's keeping that right rear up above the top there. And we've got a car slowing. That'll be car number 1 of Jason Oldfield. So Jason Oldfield's got a problem. But back here, Gordon White and car 21 of Anthony Heelan are having one hell of a ding-dong battle. So it's car 21's Anthony Heelan. The car 07 is Gordon White. Gordon White hails from Morris. So Gordon White putting heaps of pressure. A little bit of contact there between him and Heelan. Battling hard for 2nd and 3rd. Further on back to 4th and 5th. Then we got further on back into the field, you know. Here comes Oldfield. So Oldfield's already lapped a few cars here. He's on one hell of a move here. So Oldfield is sitting up higher than a lot of other drivers. And I bet you after this program, a lot of these drivers are going to sit home and think that's where we're going to have to run. But Oldfield's also going to show that he can do it on the low line. So up behind car number 14 of Ken McPherson. Oldfield's trying to find his way through. So the battle is still raging between Heelan and White. So the battle's still going on here. Heelan's still leading the way over White. It's a very good battle here for 2nd and 3rd. Heelan runs in a little bit higher and White tries to get underneath him. There's not much room here. So great street stock action happening right on track right now. They come up to a slower car number 12, Barry Rule. Barry Rule's balks Heelan, car number 21, and White makes the move. So 2 wide down the back straight. And White makes contact. White makes contact with Barry Rule. So we'll probably have the yellow lights come on here. So contact was made. The green lights are still on, so I don't think they've noticed Barry Rule is parked over there in corner number 2. So the green lights stay on. Oldfield's still out in front, and White's going to benefit big time from this as he made his way through to 2nd over Heelan, who's in 3rd. So the Rule car gets out of the way, he does, and the race continues on. So out in front it is Heelan, who's now back in 3rd place, but out in front, I should say, is Jamie Oldfield. So we've got a ding-dong battle happening here, which is between car number 80 it looks like car number 85. I can't quite make it out from up here. And WA1, which is Jason Oldfield. So car 85 would be Peter Seaton. So both drivers hailing from late models before and now having a go in the straight stocks as well. So we'll go out and try and find our leader, and that should be Jamie Oldfield out there. Sorry, we've got too many Oldfields in this field. I believe there was 4 to start the meeting, and there's one out in front at the moment, Jamie Oldfield. So close racing here with the 75 of Mick Comley over Simon McNabb in car number 19. Jason Oldfield tries to find his way through there cleanly. So great clean racing happening out here. Jason Oldfield using the lower line to get through the traffic here. And Mick Comley sitting up high. Simon McNabb's up nice and high as well. So good straight stock action happening here. So there we go, back to the 2 other cars. That's Hill and White there, still battling away. So Jamie Oldfield, we found the leader, we finally found him, and there's Jamie Oldfield. Looking at how the other battles are happening back here. There's a close battle in between these two. That would be the WA1 car and the 75 of Mick Comley, I believe it is, 75 out there. So nose to tail, Oldfield's looking very fast. He is in the 70 in the WA1 car. So White's pulled away a little bit here, and Norman's also managed to squeeze his way past Heelan. So Hayden Norman was your top qualifier, drew the number 8 pill and had to start out at 8, but you can see how far Oldfield's in front here. Oldfield's almost coming around to lap these guys who are battling for 2nd, 3rd and 4th. So Jamie Oldfield putting in a dominant performance out on track. Further on back to White and Norman. So White and Norman battling hard for 2nd and 3rd. So this is still car 75, Mick Comley and Jason Oldfield battling side by side as well. They're battling to the end. There ain't much between these two either. So Jason Oldfield makes the move and finds his way past. Great action. The track's producing excellent racing for the straight stocks, who are now all sitting up fairly high. Whoops, a bit of an incident out there. That's Peter Seaton, I believe it is. And we go back to Hayden Norman and Gordon White. So there he is, Jamie Oldfield. You can see the difference in between the cars here. Jamie Oldfield is all out in front, cruising away with this race win here. So unless Jamie Oldfield makes a mistake, I don't think anyone will be catching Jamie Oldfield today. There we go, your race winner, Jamie Oldfield in car number 51. A huge lead Jamie Oldfield had as we wait for 2nd and 3rd to come into picture here. So we pan across, and there it is, 2nd and 3rd's very close between 2nd and 3rd, and Gordon White's going to have enough to hold out Hayden Norman in car number 6. So 2nd and 3rd was Gordon White and Hayden Norman. Back to 4th, Anthony Heelan, and 5th, Jason Oldfield, car number WA1. So Jamie Oldfield is your race winner in car number 51. 2 dominant today, but we'll see what Jamie Oldfield has in a few weeks' time when we have round number 2 at Avon Valley Speedway on October 22nd, which is Pink Race Night. Thanks everyone for tuning in, and we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of Dirt Outlaws.